folks, it's Ken with Mr. Truck doing another trailer review, accessory review. And the mission today is I'm trying to see what if a cushion type receiver hitch with the weight distributing hitch rides better than with the adjustable hitch without a cushion with the weight distributing hitch. So I'm going to hook up a couple things here. This here is the GenY Boss. It's the 1014, GH 1014, which means it's ready to pull a 10,000 pound trailer. This is the one I use. And it actually, the tongue weight, it'll work down to 400 pounds, or to the maximum of this is 1,100 pounds. So I'm just trying to see if having this cushion, this torsion, has an advantage. Because I'm using it with a couple of weight distributing hitches, and I'm going to explain weight distributing hitches to you. And it'll be some simple tests. I got a lot of video to put together. I'm going to show you all the pieces we're going to put together for this part of it. I've also used it with an Anderson weight distributing hitch. They're pretty popular. They don't have spring arms, they have chains, and their friction device is the bushings on each end. Where what I've got here is I got one of the original GenY weight distributing hitches, and it uses spring arms like Equalizer and a lot of the major companies use. And I'm going to show you, differences and what I like about this setup. And GenY doesn't make it anymore, so I'm hoping they start up again. But I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to put all the pieces together, hook up to this trailer, and explain everything, and explain the way I adjust it and what kind of wear that causes. Because the proper way with a hitch head is to set it up at an angle so it's actually tilting backwards, and you use wedges on the side to tighten it up, big wedge washings, and in the bottom side you have a big pin with giant washers on it. And you do all that to tilt the head the angle you're supposed to, so when you're hooked up and the spring arms are attached, it's fairly level. Well, that's fine and dandy, and I'm sure that will make the spring arms wear better on the L brackets, and I'll show you the L brackets, and mine wears on the front part of it because I don't take that time. I've got 6 test trailers, and I use the weight distributing hitch I got from GenY. I've been using it for I think 7 years every week, and so does Andre with TFL Truck. He uses his every week. So we put a lot of miles on these, and I really like them, so I'm hoping to talk GenY into making them again. But anyway, yeah, that's thunder. It's 100 degrees today now. It's probably going to start raining any minute. But I'm going to show you individual pieces. But that's kind of the normal hitch head. How it adjusts is with all those pins and washers and wedges. And it takes a while to set up each one. Now, if you're pulling one trailer forever, it doesn't matter. You can do it one time and you're done. But me, I'm pulling 6 different trailers. And every one of them is going to be different heights, different weight. So I do it the quick and easy way. It's what I like to do it. I'm kind of lazy. But I get it done, and it all works for me. So let me show you my next trick. I'm going to put all this together, and then we'll talk some more. Well, here's all the pieces, and I'm going to go over them one by one and explain them to me. But here, the Boss Torsion Flex, it's already hooked to the truck. And, you want to make sure you get the right size. There's a lot of cushion couplers out there. I really like this. My favorite one, it's Torsion Flex from GenY. But you want to dial in what your tongue weight is so that this thing flexes, because it's got torsion rods in there. They're just kind of like a torsion axle on a horse trailer, and they flex. There's 4 of them on these. Well, actually, yeah, there's 8. There's 4 on each axle. So you want them to be able to flex, and that gives the cushion and isolates the truck from the trailer. And it's the worst thing is to have both truck and trailer bounce at the same time. So you want to isolate them, and that's what this does. So I got this dialed in. I put about 600 miles on it. Break-in knots around 500 miles. And, I'm towing 8,280 pounds. That's my Jeep with my tilt trailer. That's what I test a lot of vehicles with. So I'm not at 10,000 pounds, but I'm way above 400 pounds. So this has about an 820 some pound tongue weight. So I'm twice what the minimum is, so that's where I needed to be, because I haven't got enough weight with me right now to go to 10,000 pounds. All my trucks are in the shop, but this one. So anyway, that's what I use for ballast, loading different trailers on different trucks on my trailers. But so I've dialed this in so it does flex, and that's what you want. You want to isolate truck and trailer. Okay, let me get this adjusted. This is my GenY weight distributing hitch head. Simple, and any ball will fit in here from GenY. Then the spring arms go into these clips, hold them in place, and I'll show you all that. But that's it's great. I mean, you can see how thick the metal is on this, and I haven't wore it out. I haven't broke it. I haven't done anything to it, and I'm pretty good at breaking things. But those were the spring arms slide up from the bottom. They're an L-type bracket. And I'll show you how those go on. But that goes in that socket, and then the other part goes up on the L bracket on the trailer. And we'll go over that. But anyway, things made like a rock. And then here's the ball. This is the typical GenY hitch ball that comes with an adjustable hitch. There's the main adjustable hitch that I use all the time. I think it's a 5.5 inch drop, 2-inch shank, and it's 2-inch holes. And that's what I use with this weight distributing hitch. And when I put it all together. But this makes it nice. The ball has 2 5/16 on top and a 2-inch ball on the bottom. And it goes in this socket. So it goes through there, and this is where the end of it is, and you put your pin through there. So that's basically what I was supposed to be doing. Is to line it up, and then it goes in there. Which makes a whole lot of sense, because you have to have this part to go into the hitch, or to the torsion flex part of it. That's how my receiver hitch is, and that's the spring arms. You see in the top, it's got a little slot in it, and that's where the pin goes that holds it in place. Of course, when it's attached to the trailer, everything's pretty well tightened up and nothing really moves. But that's what that looks like. Now here's the L bracket. This is a different one I got from Way Safe. I've used several of these whenever I can throw on the trailer. But this is where the pin slides. You know, I get this thing here. It slides up and over there. It goes in and out. Then there's this bracket on top, and I'll put all this together so you know how it works. And so this slides in and out, and that's the friction that gives you sway control. Works very well. But because I don't take all the time to set the heads all up, and the GenY isn't really adjustable, you just slap it on. But you can see this wear right on the edge of it. That's what that causes that. Look, you can see how thick the piece is. It's going to take me a few hundred years to go through it. But that's the wear issue. And I don't know if you were to have this thing flat, if it'd give you more friction. I don't know that it will. Because mine works really well. I don't have a sway problem at all. But this is how I do it. And we'll see how you want to do it. But it's better to have them level if you have the time to do all that. So here we are. We've already had the GenY Torsion Flex on here. I just added what I would call the GenY hitch head. And it includes the ball that they use on everything. The ball slides right in there. I pinned it into the torsion flex, and I pinned the big pin through the middle of the ball. Now I'm going to back up to the trailer and I'll hook up the spring arms. All right, you guys, you didn't say stop. But I actually got there pretty good. Let's see. I probably blocked all that so you couldn't see much of it. But now we're hooked up, and I'll show you how we put the spring arms on.
Don't go away, Mr. Truck.tv. We'll be right back.
So now we're going to hook things up, hook up the spring arms to the hitch head. Then I'm going to slide them over the L bracket. This is the friction bracket that the spring arms slide in and out of. As you turn corners, yeah, the neighbors are shooting somebody. Shooting several people. Anyway, we're out here in the wilderness, so there's gunfire. But these sprockets here, they'll wear on this edge the way I do it. Now you should wear them flat if you take time to do all the adjustments. And actually, GenY doesn't have a whole lot of adjustments. All you can do is adjust this bracket up and down. But hopefully you can see this socket here, and that's where I'm going to put the spring arms. These are L-shaped. So slide it up in there, and now it's in place. And now the tricky part, this part's easy on the hitch head, but then you got to get it above that bracket. And you see, you can't. They give you tools and all kinds of junk for that, but basically, if you run your jack up, and you're taking the weight off, you're taking the pressure off the spring arms. And then that's all you do, and that slides right in place. And you put this keeper L pin in here so it doesn't slide out. And of course, you do it to both sides. And you can see our angle's not perfect. Now, it would be easy to lift the front of this hitch up, connected to the GenY, because it's easy. Just pull it out and push it back in higher. But then you'd have a level bar, but your hitch would be too high in the air. Yes, sirree. Get my knee out of the way. These L brackets just slide up into that hole. And you can lift these out to make it easier to hook up. And now that I've lifted the jack up, this should just slide on, and it does. And all I have is the keeper. So that's the easy way to hook up your spring arms. You use the jack. Electric jacks are really nice. Now I'm going to drop it down. You can see the spring arm attached. See the little keeper on the end, that little L bracket there. And how the pipe slides up. Now you also can see at a different angle, you can tell the spring arm is not parallel to the trailer hitch, which is what most people tell you to do. I don't think it's that necessary. I think it has a lot to do with how it wears the L bracket, like I demonstrated, but I slap these puppies on and then I go. And you know, you can get the complicated hitch heads that you can do all your pinning and wedging and big worshering and angling and all that. But it's how I do it. But I get great sway control out of this. And that's the thing about these arms, they squeak a little because it's metal against metal. So I can hear it working. I know the sway is under control. And also, this is weight distributing. And I don't know if you folks are familiar with weight distributing, but I have my theories on it. I call this whole setup here an under truss. To me, that's what it is. You got the under truss here lifting everything up, but that's what a weight distributing hitch does. It actually lifts the tongue on the trailer up, lifts the back of the truck up so that you level out. So all your axles are working, all your brakes are working, all your bearings are working, and it's much better control. So you want to level out your truck and trailer, and I'm on a hill here. It's kind of hard to see everything, but you can see the angle between these two, and this is going uphill. Not everybody's going to like that idea. But anyway, this is how it sets up, and that, you know, weight distributing is great. I mean, I use it on all the half tons, and I started using it on the heavy duties because if you got a big billboard trailer like I have back here, which is a toy hauler, you get side wind, will take a 3/4 ton truck and make you move all over. So that's another thing that the sway control and the weight distributing hitch does, is it controls that sway. And you know, I'll also show you, this is the Anderson hitch. That part slides into your hitch on your truck or to your GenY Torsion Flex. But that, you know, different balls in it. And here's the chains. That's the spring arms on this. And these red neoprene bushings on the end go through the trailer brackets, which is what they look like here. That's your trailer bracket. The bolt goes through there, and it's got the big bushing and big washers, and that is your sway control. Pushes back and forth on that. Plus, that hitch, the ball in the hitch is cone shaped, and it has a sleeve, that white sleeve you see in there. So this actually, the trailer pushes that down, puts some friction in that head, and has a tapered ball and a tapered hitch head. So you got the friction there, you got the bushings controlling you on the tongue brackets, and then so you do have some, I guess, friction. I always said these don't have friction, but they have friction in the ball, but that pushing, you know, takes it out. So you're putting pressure on it, and then the ball in this case moves with the trailer, which is different than anybody else. So you don't have to grease your ball because your ball's always swinging with the trailer. But anyway, I use that. This hitch is a little longer to be used, and I had quite a bit of leverage, but with a weight distributing hitch, even with a longer hitch head or a longer contraption, you don't have to worry about it much because the spring arms are lifting you back into the air. The handles of the wheelbarrow. Now see, with the weight distribution type hitch from GenY, which I hope they start making again, you really don't have much longer than just the Torsion Flex hitch. So there's nothing overly leveraged on that setup. It's actually one of the shortest couplings of any weight distributing hitches out there. So you don't have a long hitch causing you other problems. But I like this system. I hope they start making it again. And keep watching because I'm going to show you all the videos of all the tests I've been doing. Yeah, it's bumpier than all get out, and that's the purpose of this. Is basically I want to see how the GenY Torsion Flex, the Boss hitch I have on here, rated at 11,000 pounds, I think, or 10,000 pounds. So, you need weight distributing hitch for these smaller vehicles to control the sway and level you out, keeping the truck and trailer level. So I believe in the weight distributing hitches, but I want to see if the GenY Torsion Flex will have an impact on the ride. See if it's better or worse. So we've got the Torsion Flex on here now. It's the Boss model, sized up for my truck and trailer. And I actually have a weight distributing hitch in it. It's by GenY too. They don't make it anymore. And I'm trying to get them to revive them, bring them back, because I've got 6 or 7 years on this one. I use it every week, and I can't wear it out. So I'm happy with them. But anyway, we'll see how that all pans out. Because right now, don't know exactly if they're going to start making them again, but I think they do a mighty fine job with everything they build. So I like to use the two together. So we're testing it now with the Torsion Flex and the weight distributing hitch, and then for a while, so I switch out the hitches, we're going to try just the GenY adjustable hitch without the Torsion Flex. See if I can feel a difference, if we can see a difference in how the trailer moves, because that's the whole idea of a good Torsion Flex, is to isolate the truck from the trailer so they don't bounce together. That's the worst thing that can happen, is have the truck and trailer bouncing like a basketball. So we don't want that. Oh my goodness. Hitting some big holes, and that's what it takes to do the right test for this. Lots of big holes. Shaky Mr. Truck. Always seem to be talking on camera when I'm going over the rough stuff, and I'm going over the rough stuff. Yes, 37 miles an hour. Made I think it's the third run I've made back and forth over this rough gravel road. best way to test them, but those are hard to find. So anyway, this run is with my old GenY. I've had forever adjustable hitch and a weight distributing hitch on it. That's all there is. Let's see if the impacts are harder this way, or if it's an improvement to go with the Torsion Flex Boss that I just got. So this is test number 3. Try to sort things out. I'm gonna be tired. This is too much work from one day for an old man. I still got 2 more tests to do. Well, I got 2 more videos to do. 1 test, 1 video. Boing, boing, boingy. Heading into the curve. I already broke the strap on my spare tire, trying to hold it on the trailer. I put it back further because I want to see my trailer tires, and it was blocking the view of my trailer tires. So I'm putting it on further back and see if that's an improvement. Well, I know it's an improvement for seeing my trailer tires, because I do want to see what's going on back there. Holy cow. Holy moly. Goodness gracious, we're running into some rough stuff. Oh. What was that?